Hello there, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me today. Another City Skylines video. Oh dear, we're way out of the city. Oh my goodness, this is a cinematic camera view and you're getting a yucko shot. Anyway, welcome back. I hope you're all doing well. Some updates to report and some silliness as well. Lots of changes in the works. Not quite implemented yet, but I spent a lot of time doing the usual with traffic, and I did something controversial. I'm sure everybody's not going to be happy with it. I don't even know how I feel about it yet, but I figured I would give it a shot and see what happens. And it kind of worked and it kind of didn't. So let's get out of this silly weird view here. I'm going to try really hard to do the camera mod in a way that is appealing to you guys and not all janky. You'll notice some changes, but I'll go into further detail with that. First thing I want to talk about is our European city here. I don't know why. Oh, you know what? I didn't add it. So I was like, this does not look European. I've got to add it to the district, but I did add more. I also brought back the trolley, and it runs down, I believe, the main road here. Oh, it only goes to there, yeah. So it just goes in a little bit of a loop. It comes off. Is this a good view for you? I don't know. I did a lot of decorating, reworking some of the cities, moving things around a little bit. I did add a few things, so this is our second attempt at the trolleys. I ended up putting the budget all the way up as high as it would go, and there were trolleys lined up from one end of this road to the other. They were all mishmashed here. There was a massive pile up right here at the corner. It was dumb because I got distracted. And I mean, it was a good hour before I even realized there was anything wrong. That was one of the things I did. I extended this, as you can plainly tell, we're almost on the expressway again. But these are all offices and dark blue, so it shouldn't matter too much. I'm not unhappy with the way things are turning out. I think it looks kind of cool. My question is, and it might not even be that much of a question, because it's an aesthetic thing. Maybe these roads are too big. I'm probably thinking SimCity 5. The bigger the road, the better the building. That's probably not the case with this game. Actually, part of the reason I use them is because these are supposed to handle heavier traffic. At least that's what it says in the description. And that might be why I'm going for them, but I'm sure a lot of it has to do with my thinking of SimCity 5. Is it SimCity 5? Why do I keep wanting to say 4? And I don't think it's 4. I have 4, but I think it's 5. So I got a little work area here, and I did end up adding more of these warehouses. One for commercial goods and one for unique items. And it seems to be not a single, well, I'm going to jinx myself here, but I have never once had the message saying we're not getting enough goods. So maybe it worked out. I have a couple more assets. This is a water tower. Can't quite remember which one. I have a Art Deco one, and there's a couple from Europe, and there's one really funky, spacey looking one. The other thing I wanted to show you, I did end up reworking this because I got rid of this. I thought from this view it just looks so wonky. And it still does because I use the freeform tool trying to line this edge up with the 4 squares. Didn't do a great job. But I still don't know what I want to do. Do I even want to do anything with this? I don't know. This used to come over. It went straight up and hooked up here. And I added it here instead. I suppose this could go straight out to our other connection. It could come over here. I don't know. We end here at the ocean. We've got all of this to play with. Oh no, I'm in camera mode. I have no idea how far out we can go. Oh well, it doesn't really matter. So I reworked this. I did remove, I had the Peabody Hotel and this some mega mall type thing, and this, it's just a fountain. I had this is an asset, the Peabody Hotel. This comes with the game. It's some big mega mall type thing. I had them over where this was. I had them here, and I got rid of the road that was connected to this, and I moved those over there just to get an idea. Is this a good idea to do like a great big commercial, how would you say, in entertainment? I don't have that pack, but I think you know what I'm trying to say. Tourist, like a tourist trap. I just think it looks weird. I could be wrong. You guys can let me know what you think of my idea. I think I'm going to have to rework this road. Maybe I could make the edges of this body of water a little bit better looking. I don't know. We also extended down here. Now, I couldn't quite, don't quote me on this, but I'm pretty sure we stopped here the last time I saw you guys, and I added this. I redistricted. I had this as a district, this is a district, this is a district, this is a district. And then I put this whole thing in there, and it just looked weird. So this is now all one district. This is a district. And then I made this the third district with our fourth one over here because this was the newest. And you may also notice too that I am starting to branch out with the darker greens and blues in spots. And I think my problem was I want the lower elevations on the outer levels. This is just the autistic in me speaking, so ignore it. The lower levels all around the outside, and then the higher ones in the middle, because it's just more eye appealing in my opinion. I don't want to do that. So I left some little, and I've got more little, trying to break my bad habits. Don't know if I'm succeeding. Things I keep forgetting to mention. One of them is my lovely Victorian palm house had to go. My game never acted as crazy as it did when I had that asset down. And I don't want to be a bad person here, but Mr. Mason makes some beautiful assets. I'm not saying he doesn't. His trees were included in this build, and some of his trees work, like my birches. I have 3 of his birch trees, and that's about it. Everything else, I keep getting a warning saying your game might act weird if you use this. Well, it did. It went cuckoo, and I mean flashing screen and those terrifying pauses where you try to click something and nothing happens, and you're waiting and waiting and waiting. In my mind, I keep looking down at my computer going, please don't explode. Please. I have nothing else except for you. If you go, I'm dead. It was funny. So I went back and I did another one of those clean sweep things. But I was a little bit more judicious this time, and I simply removed what I know to be assets that just don't want to play this game anymore. Everything is okay now. Oh, and speaking of that, do you know what else I had to get rid of? Kind of sad about this. My sneaky little, it's a teeny tiny little box, and you just plunk it down somewhere and it connects power. So you're going to notice these awful cables everywhere. I had to get rid of it. That was another thing that was really making my game freak out. And I don't understand it because it didn't say there was anything wrong with it. The minute I removed that, and this was a separate removal, by the way, I got rid of that. And I had, I think it was a small water pumping station. I still have 3. There's nothing wrong with them, but one of them that I had to get rid of that with Mr. Mason's trees. And then I came back into the game and it was still acting dumb. So I went back into my assets and I removed it because here's the thing. For whatever reason, and it could be something different entirely, but I had power and water issues on and off for a whole day. And everybody was connected. Purple clean through using the boxes and the cables, right? I'm using the wrong word, cables, but you know what I mean. And yet these guys would go out of power. And then these guys went out, and then these guys went out. I'd connect them and nothing would happen. They would remain out of power. So I'd branch off somewhere else, and then, okay, we have power now. And then I'd start working on something. Now these guys are out. These guys are out. This guy's out. What is happening? They're connected. You look at, when you click power, it shows you the connection in purple. Everybody was connected. The water was good. The power was, both of them were off the scale. I had thrown them all the way up in the budget, and yet I kept getting power outages. And I thought, okay, well, there were storms. So I went through meticulously looking at every cable. Did the lightning strike any of these cables? Nope. They were all fine. So that's why I got rid of that little box. That was a little long-winded. I apologize for that. And the power problem disappeared. Could be a fluke. It could be something entirely different. I'm sad because I prefer to have those little things hidden under things like this to connect the power rather than this stuff. So I'm going to give it a day or two, and then hopefully I'm going to try it again and see if the problem doesn't return. I hope it doesn't, because this just, I don't care for it. Moving on, I thought about turning this island into the nightclub, hotspot. And I'm not too sure now. I think I'm going to leave this about as natural as it gets. That's why I added all these trees. I don't know, maybe I did find these. And I thought they were cute, so I kind of lumped them together. This was way over on the other side by the water. And this is dotted throughout. But these trucks, they're so cute. I found 2 of them, so I put them here by the graveyard. These old beat up. There's still timber on the back. That looks absolutely fine, by the way. But look, the statues and everything. It's so nice. I wish the church was still standing. And then I found another truck. Because I was working over here, I thought it might be a good idea to, as well as the cargo harbor here, give them a shipping channel. And I dug this out and I didn't even need to. See, here's the other, this is where I found it. So I just copied it and put it over on the other side. I added this little thingy here. And they seem to be doing okay. They're not complaining too much. Look at all this silliness, though, just to give them power and water. But I connected this, and yes, this turned green, and the yellow connection goes like this. It goes straight out, and then it turns, and you can see the ships. They just won't come in here. And I think it's because nobody's dropping anything off. I'm getting a lot of folks coming in here, see? They come in here to do garbage and shop. Here, these are my little shops. This is my industry. I only have 2 left now. But there has yet to be a truck coming in with goods. So I think that's why it just isn't working. I thought they would jump at the chance to have another place to unload, but I'm thinking it may be too far away. But what I did do was give them a 55-mile-an-hour industry 4-laner, 2 on one side and 2 on the other, through this hill. You can tell I kind of marked out where I thought the road should go. I thought that was too far away as well, but does that look too far away from here through the hill to here? Maybe it is. Also, I know I haven't, and I've probably said I would and then I didn't. I'm thinking about expanding farm and maybe a little bit more forestry here. Adding duplicate. Is this a good idea to add? Because I've got every asset down here for oil, and I have every asset down here for the ore. Is it okay to duplicate these? Like, say, put another one of these down, and I don't know which ones are the working buildings, but these are the barracks and my oil power. By the way, what saved me as far as power goes, I can probably get rid of this. These are amazing. Oh, I always get the wrong side. The minute I plunk this down, I didn't need that. Because the solar power ones don't do well in rain. And if you want to use oil, which I put down because this is an oil industry, you need at least 4 of these to keep a city of this size running. Isn't that ridiculous? And then I plunk this down. I don't even need this anymore. I deleted the sun one and I checked my power and it didn't move. And then I had an oil one right here. I removed that. I checked my electricity. It didn't move. And I'm like, if I get rid of this one, I bet you it won't move either. I love the nuclear power plant. Wow. Well, now look at that. It looked like this yesterday. I didn't even notice this. Okay, they must be happy here. Yeah, right. I'm going to get to the controversy here. I keep trying to branch out here. It never gets that far. But I would like to start adding more. My residential, commercial, business, industry, those bars have been stagnant for so long. And I know you're supposed to add something so that another bar will move up. I got so sidetracked with all of this detail work and I was going a little cuckoo on this side because I had to fill in the space where my greenhouse was and I just wasn't paying attention. So I know how to get those bars to move. I have Grandma and Grandpa over here and then I got a little sidetracked and I was just working. Oh, I reworked this whole thing as well. I took everybody off of this road here and I just moved it back. Anyway, you might notice, and you might not, but I will tell you anyway, I banned cars. I ended up banning cars, and it's still a madhouse. I figured, okay, if you guys are going to be weenies, and you're going to keep giving me a hard time about this, I'm not exaggerating when I tell you every single intersection, every single junction. Oh my gosh. In the last video, I think I said I was stunned that my traffic was down to 57% because I'd never seen it that low. Well, when I came in that same day, it was 42 and plummeting. This was clogged up because I had it going, through this way. And they were coming through here, going around this thing, coming through here. This is the only way that cars can get in and out of my city now, right? They can get off of any of these expressways. The cars are not banned here, not banned here. None of my industry is banned, but my cities, no cars. If you're coming off of the dog bone, you can come in here to use these facilities, or you have to come through here. No, you have to come up here and then you go here, or you can go through here and use the circle thing. Then you can come from that turn. You can go all the way down here and you can go all the way over here. You can use this and then this, and you can get out here, or you can get out here, but you cannot come into my city. I will not allow it. I'm seriously thinking of getting them off this road too, but I don't know how I would do that since they all come in here. They get crammed onto this thing and they just die. This is before I banned cars. You wouldn't believe what this looked like before I banned cars. Every single lane was clogged, and yes, the settings are fine. I use the TMPE. You click one of the roads, you hold shift, and the pop-up comes up and it says, apply roundabout rules, and I say yes. 40 miles an hour. The lane arrows are all perfect, see? And I've even given them an extra lane, but this is what they do. So these guys sit here waiting. So I did the other one where you have to give way, and you have to give way, and you have to give way. And I let these guys go through. Well, they all crammed on here and nobody could move. So the traffic was backed up from here, down to here, all the way over on the other end, and backing out the highway. So I said, fine, you know what? Let's have a free-for-all. And I let everybody go through, and it instantly crammed up. So I said, okay, all 4 of you have to give way. And that just made long lines. And then my buses are sitting here trying to get out on every single one of these turns. And that's backing up traffic. Oh my gosh. I wish I knew what I do wrong that nobody else does wrong as far as roads goes, because my traffic management just sucks. Look at this. No parking, no cars. And look at this. Maybe I'm making a big deal out of nothing, but this is a big deal to me because you are holding up my people and my business. It's crazy. And maybe it's a roundabout thing. Maybe if I got rid of this stupid roundabout, but I doubt it. This was an experiment to get rid of all the cars. And personally, I like the fact, the Twitter guy up here, there were a couple messages saying, sweet, no more cars, no more exhaust fumes, hooray. Thanks, Mayor. I thought they were going to be very mad at me. I made sure that all of my people have good bus routes, good metro connections, and again, the trolley runs straight through, and it takes them over here, which, by the way, these bus lines connect all of this, and then they come back into the city. So, like, I have a bus line for this neighborhood, which connects here, so they can get over here, which has a bus line that can get over here, you know what I'm saying, and then it can get over here. So they're all connected, and all of the metros take them wherever they need to go. If they want to come over here, they can. But if I were to allow cars, they would all hop back in their cars again. And if I were to allow parking, every single street would be completely blocked. Completely. From here to here would be parked cars. But parking, I don't know why the game never gave us parking. A few of these buildings have their own, but they don't give you a parking asset, which should be in roads, not parks. I have seen several YouTubers. They absolutely love the road parking. Mod, is it? You take their road, you connect it here, somehow it expands, and somehow you can put the lines in, but it just looks way too complicated for my brain, and I'm afraid to try it because I already know I would muck it up and it won't work, and I won't be able to get this right, or the 2 keyboard keys they asked me to press down on, they're not going to do it for me. I'm pressing and pressing and nothing's happening. I just don't want to go there right now. I'm not at that level, but I am aware that they are there. And it's probably the only thing that would save something like this. So I think that is everything for the moment. I wish I could show you more, but my idea is, do I fill this up with a bunch of hotels and restaurants and parks? Or do I turn it more natural, put some paths in maybe? No cars, no roads. Problem is, the vanilla assets require roads to plunk them down. Well, I could do the no cars. Yeah, but what would I hear? Oh, it's raining again. Maybe but you know, okay, I'm sorry, jumpy again. I'm being me. I was considering doing the trolley road all around here with my shops and big business. And then if you guys want to jam up this road, I care less. You're getting a trolley and nothing else. And then leave my people and my bus lines alone. And then over here, I could do like the dirt road and maybe 1 or 2 buses, a bus coming in and a bus going out. And it would just be along this road here. So you could get here by bus and then just wander around. Do the roads need to be connected to have the park assets plunked down? I mean, if I could get away with just meandering dirt roads here and there, and then plunking down, say, the small park or the small playground, do they have to be connected to a main road to be usable? I don't know. I was ready to add a passenger train line here, which I could still do, when I noticed this. There you are. Poor thing, you. Look at that. It's a beached cargo ship. And then seeing the old dead truck, I don't know, I just get weirdly nostalgic. And I start thinking, people actually used to live here. This might have been a thriving community at one point. And just because this is the way it is now, it doesn't mean you have to destroy the past. I hate the fact that Detroit looks the way it does today, because Detroit had this in a pocket, but you would not believe the number of incredible Victorian, Edwardian, even 18th century homes, just lining street after street after street. They're all gone. All the churches that were built with collected pennies by the immigrants. Oh, it breaks my heart. And when I see things like this, I just get that feeling. And I know it's absolutely ridiculous. I know it is. Yes, my sand is back. That's another thing that just keeps breaking. Very sad. Anyway, I'm a little reluctant to come here yet. I just don't know what I want to do. I do not mind. Just keep this going. You know, high rises, low rises, houses, businesses, more of the blue offices. I could even add offices in here as well. Doesn't matter. I can try to spruce this up. Well, I actually made a few attempts at sprucing this up, but the power issues kept coming in, and I'd have to get rid of something to find the power lines and find those little boxes. And I'm like, you know what? I'm moving on. So I left this alone. I'm definitely going to expand over here. I wonder when we're ever going to get to a beach. I don't know if we're ever going to get to the beach. But that's where I am so far, and I wonder what you guys think. Things coming along well for you? Definitely going to expand these, I think. I'm pretty sure I can. I don't see why not, because I'm stuck at 4 stars. And I think they just want me to do a little bit more. And yes, I'm going to target one neighborhood, and I'm going to bring back cars. Look how beautiful it is. I did this for my people and for my buses and the metro, the trolley. The guy down here, oh, that was another thing I might as well quickly mention. I had those mixed up. Transfer manager and transport mod. One of them has a different name, but they both start with T, so I get confused. The transport manager lets you know if there's any issues with your transportation. The transfer mod lets you go in, say, a cemetery or crematorium, police station, any of your services. I've got a million crematoriums everywhere now that I need to find one I can't. This is the transfer manager mod, okay? You click on it and you have a choice. You can have them take care of everybody. You'd prefer that they stayed here, or no, this is it. Or you can say, well, yeah, they can go everywhere except industry. And I love it. I absolutely love it. It's a lifesaver. I got those screwed up in yesterday's video, well, the previous video, so I apologize for that. Oy, things are coming along. I'm very happy with the way things are going, except for this. Look at my trolleys. They got to sit there and wait for this dumbness. I don't like it. No cars. Nobody's allowed in my city. Go away. Go find somewhere else to play. So that's where I am. I hope you enjoyed this video. Like the video if you did. And subscribe if you're interested. That helps me out as well. Take very good care of yourselves. Have an absolutely fabulous day. And I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.